You know as well as I do. It's in the eye of the photographer making it all happen.
Well, listen, Barry, it's I was at town meeting last night, and I just thank you for agreeing to tell us a little bit about your thoughts and feelings on what went down.
Yep.
Well, how do you feel? I mean, you guys worked a long time to try to get that passed.
I think there was a lot of things that went on last night, and tonight is going to be another interesting story to follow. Last night I was happy to see the fire station went through. I was happy to see the hospital went through. These are all very critical things for our community, and they were virtually unchallenged. And that's a great thing. These are services that we vitally need to have here at this point. The school, again, that it's good to see that happening. We need to recognize that as well too. I mean, there were some troubling things that came up last night. I got to tell you, for one person, I'm glad the coastal erosion article that came up didn't happen, because that to me was going to be a constitutional nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be looked at in a whole different way, but I don't want to dwell on that for too long. And of course, there was the lightning rod article last night, Article 53, which was dealing with the Richmond property. And I will tell you, it brought out a lot of things in this community that I was really quite surprised by. There was an undercurrent and an undertone that went on.
Yeah.
That was a little bit disturbing.
But it doesn't surprise me, though.
Well,
it's just been left alone for so long. People are finally starting to talk about it.
I understand that, but I felt like for some reason last night we lost a sense of our community.
Really? Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
Things that were troublesome to me was we all want housing that can be made affordable. But when offered solutions to try to deal with it, it seems like we're always shooting for the perfect. The good is a problem. And people always want that fine tune to that. And that concerns me.
Well, what's the perfect to you? What is the perfect?
Perfect one would be everyone has housing, we don't have to worry about things, and thank you very much, and it all meets their socioeconomic needs. Not going to happen. You have to bring a variety of solutions to the table. It's not going to work for everyone.
But can you understand, though, why people voted it down? I mean, can you understand their position? I think the fact that, $700,000, let's call it, is not really affordable. And that people don't want to vote on something that they feel that is being maybe pushed too quickly. And you know what I'm saying? They didn't want to change the zoning for that reason.
I understand that, but I think it was one of the better solutions that Richmond was willing to bring forward to the table. I mean, in the end analysis, you're probably looking at them netting an additional 15 to 20 houses on the site. They have a right to develop that property to begin with. Absolutely. There's no question in my mind about it. And do they even have to consider making housing affordable for anyone? No.
No.
Absolutely not. So I thought they were very much on the right track. I really do.
Right.
I hate to say it, Nat Lowell was right. This is all about dirt. And you heard me say last night that as much as, I love open space on the island. I think we all do. But it comes at a cost. Because every time we now acquire a new piece of open space, the cost of the land underneath what's on the tax rolls goes up. For a property owner like you or me, that's beautiful. Our houses just went up in price.
Yeah.
But the baseline cost for doing business in that market nowadays is $650,000 at an entry minimum.
But what is it? You can't tell. I mean, you know what's going to happen, and I think somebody touched on that when they said somebody from off island. Most people from off island are going to look at this as a good deal, and to help pay their mortgage, they're going to put renters in there, people that need renting, right?
It's a possibility.
It is, isn't it?
It is. I will not disagree with you that is a possibility. But will it happen across the entire spectrum of that project? No.
Right.
No. And there you go. Perfect would be, yes, everyone here gets their chunk of housing that's affordable. That's perfect.
Right.
Good will be, my God, we were able to take what they had and maybe capture 70, 80% of it, 60%, because you know what? Someone actually in that audience did get up and say that last night. They said, you know what? maybe it's not for everyone, but as
for a certain
and this
amount.
was a person who lives here, works here, who's a part of our community.
Right.
And if we could accomplish that, I'm going to challenge you. Is that such a bad thing? So
I
mean,
was right
this-
on the fence, and I think a lot of people were, and
Yeah.
it was obvious in the vote. It was
Yeah.
almost even.
But you have to understand with something like this as well.
Yeah.
Before the plans can be given in their absolute, the zoning has to occur first. There's the key behind it. The zoning is going
It's
to
gotta
occur
be
first.
there.
Yes, it
Yeah.
really does. For them to have confidence to move to the next stage. And like I said too, they can do this by right. I wish the zoning had passed, because now the next thing is they'd be before the planning board with public hearings. Here's where the pedal comes. Here's
Yeah.
where the true metal or the
What do
true
you think
rubber
they're
hits
going to
the
do
road.
now?
I don't know. I don't know. I think they have had other ideas. They're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna hang back and reevaluate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm not sure they want to wait a year. We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's your next story coming up, Gino. What will they do in the future?
You got it.
You know?
Thank you, Barry.
Gino, always a pleasure.
See you tonight.
You got a deal.